Hello friends, today I am going to discuss about two different impacts of East India Company rule in India. So now you understand first thing. East India Company had made their impact over Indian political system first. Second, they made impact on Indian social and religious level. Third, they also made impact over Indian economic structure also. So here you want to understand if in a detail you can say political, social, religious, right, and economical in all the way they made their impact, but main impacts are considered as two impacts. These are economic and social impact over human life, right, by made by East India Company. That is the main thing what I want to say. So here you first remember we are discussing about 100 years rule of East India Company in India after 1757 to 1857, that I want to say first. So in that time India's position was earlier more better, but now started to become worse and versatile. So earlier which country was providing produced goods to the world was now only producing raw materials for whom? East India Company. So we became the country to produce raw materials for Britishers only. Next, actually we also remain place for purchasing raw materials and selling prepared goods for Britishers factories produced goods. So in that way we became the market and place of purchasing raw materials. Only two importance of India remain with us. So we lost our original importance just due to unjust policies implemented by Britishers with India. So the first impact was realized in Bengal, that now Bengal was exporting cotton cloth, raw silk, sugar, jute, right, and muslin. It was up to 1756, but thereafter now, see, in 1764 Britishers won the war in Battle of Buxar. We have already studied about it. Due to that, in India the dual power policy was started to be implemented. Remember meaning of dual power policy: the policy in which two rulers were ruling over one nation. In that, the liability and responsibility was only remain with Nawabs in Bengal, and power to collect the tax was remain with Britishers. So this policy was known as dual power policy, and due to the dual power policy Bengal was completely exploited for fetching money from people. This is the wrong thing what the Britishers have done. Understand? So could be the last result you think? Prosperity of the Bengal was completely lost its light. Its glitter was over, right? Shine was over. The Bengal was completely faded, destroyed in economic aspect. And ultimately people were completely destroyed, I could say. The trade was destroyed, the industry was destroyed, the agriculture of the Bengal was destroyed. Means Bengal lost its value in the economic aspect in India. So in that way, the major state of India was completely ruined. And here I could say the Britisher system was unfair practice. Unfair, illegal, unjust, whatever word you want to say. The unfair revenue collection policy by Britishers implemented in India was only to absorb Indians, exploit Indians, but not to give any benefit to the Indians. Always, farmers and peasants were considered as the debtor. And as they were debtors, they were always living, working and paying to the Britishers. Their generations to generations were living in this situation. So how it could be the bad, we can realize and we can understand it. Okay. The British government imposed unfair trade taxes, as I've told, on people, agriculture and Indian cloth industries. So what will happen? Taxes were burdened over Indian cloth. So in that way, what will be the situation? Indian cloth will become costly in compared to Britishers' cloth, which was coming from Britain to India, but it was having low tax burden. In compared to that, Indian cloth was having more tax burden. So it is called deceitful practice, unjust practice, illegal practice, and they destroyed prosperous Indian cloth industries. And instead of that, they gave boost, support and power to their cloth industries to get maximum market from here. By that way, what will happen? You think so? Indian peasants, Indian artisans, weaver became completely poor and destroyed. When the Indian industries were lost, they started to be closed. And in that way, Indian traders became completely unemployed. It is the very disastrous thing. Remember, the company traders forced Indian weavers of Bengal to produce the clothes on their given price, not the price asked by Bengali weavers, but the price was also decided by the Britishers, and they are asking to produce the specific proportion of the cloth, and it was compulsorily required to produce. Otherwise, what was happening? The weavers who were unable to produce or denying to produce were having or suffering punishment of lashing. उनको मारा जाता था. They were suffering. So in that way, the Indian weaving industry was completely collapsed or destroyed. So the company traders tried to absorb Indian weavers also, and for that purpose, to get the work, they were forcing them to sign the contract. to produce in the short period, which is actually and practically impossible. But if they not do, they were suffering. So in that way, it was completely unjust behavior for British company traders with Indian weavers. Also with that, Indian villages condition. Now I talk. See, earlier Indian villages were self-reliant and self-dependent as well as prosperous in numerous ways. But after entering of British company rule to India, it started to be destroyed, dependent, poor, and lost their importance in Indian system. So it was loss and collapse of Indian villages. During the rule of East India Company, now you can see they brought some changes. They brought railway, they brought steamer service, they brought some telecommunication methods. So it means all things were not wrong. But now I want to add my point. They established universities, they established ports in Mumbai, Madras, Calcutta. They established railway. For what? They established steamer service between India and England. Everything they were establishing for giving their work smoothness, remove the hardness from their work. They were making all changes. So any change was not brought in India for the Indian perspective, but every change was brought in India for British perspective and their benefit. Is that clear? So here I discussed first about economic impact. Right, my friends?